Alright, this is Red Visual Magazine with our first Flights and Pints episode. We have Jeff here at Honolulu Beerworks.
My name is Jeff Simon, owner and brewer at Honolulu Beerworks here in Kaka'ako. We opened up in April 2014 and we've been brewing here ever since. I have a culinary background and my wife got me a home brew kit for Christmas one year, about 7 years ago. And as soon as I started brewing, I kind of knew that with my culinary background that's something I'd want to do. So I volunteered at a local brewery, started getting my hands dirty, and she agreed to let me kind of open up a place and go from there.
So we're here in the tasting room, and we just want to know what makes your guys' beer is unique and what makes it stand out from all the other breweries around here.
Yeah, like everybody, I think we try to use as many local ingredients as we can in our beers. A few of our most popular beers have a lot of local ingredients in them. Besides that, we use local artwork on our cans. As you can see behind me, our 4 core styles in cans, we use local artist Kai. So kind of give you a little bit different idea of what we do. These are our beers that we have available in package. Everything from our barrel aging program to our core styles and to our cause beers and our seasonals. So right now we have our Pussy Grass bag, which benefits Think Food Society. Rising Hope IPA is our benefit for pediatric cancer. And our Liquid Art series, we partner with a local tattoo shop. So we got 4 different artists do 4 different labels that benefits two local art organizations. Plus we also have our core styles in here as well.
The first flight that we're going to be talking about and sampling has our current seasonal Poly Pilsner. It has our limited edition collaborative beer that we also did called Tap This Ale. It's our Liquid Art collaboration project. This beer in particular benefits 2 local art nonprofits here in Honolulu. We partnered with a local tattoo shop and 4 different artists to help design the labels, and also collaborated with them in regards to the beer style and recipe. Then we have our Galaxy IPA. This is what we call our South Pacific style IPA. It's 0 IBUs, and it's made all with one hop, a single hop IPA, and the hop is Galaxy. So it's going to be kind of jammy, almost juice forward, and have a really strong hop presence without a long lingering bitterness. Then we have our Sour Jessica Pucker. This is also one of our limited release beers. It's actually a raspberry Berliner Weiss, and we named it after Sour Jessica Parker as well, because we like to do fun things. So this beer is going to be slightly tart, hints of acidity, and a really strong raspberry flavor that kind of prevails throughout the beer. Then we have our Just the Spruce Tip, which is an amber ale that we make using freshly trimmed spruce tips. So we actually source these tips from the Pac Northwest. Someone literally gets paid to go out into the forest and trim the little tips off of spruce trees. The beer itself is not piney or resiny like you would actually think when you hear spruce tips. It actually has a blueberry forward flavor when you take your first sips. Then it does have a reasonable hop backbone, that way it doesn't get too malty sweet as an amber ale. Then we have one of our regular year-round beers. It's Makakilo Brown, named after Makakilo here in Oahu. This is a brown ale that we do a little bit of dry hopping with to prevent it, again, from going a little bit too sweet. So you're going to get a really malty, mellow, toasted profile followed with a nice dry hop finish on there. It makes the beer feel a little bit drier on the palate towards the back end.
Now we're gonna go into the second flight, and also a brand new beer you guys just tapped, right?
Yeah, so this past week we launched with one of our newest beers. It's called Rising Hope IPA, and it is a beer that benefits the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation, which donates its proceeds to pediatric cancer research. So Rising Hope IPA is a light, summery, lower ABV IPA that, for lack of a better term, is really crushable in the Hawaii summer. Every pint and every six-pack that's sold benefits the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation. Yeah. Then next we have our Cavazos Cream Ale. This is one of our year-round beers, one of our most popular. It is a super smooth, light ale that's also sessionable, and in layman's terms, a cream ale is basically an ale that drinks like a lager. There's no dairy involved in it. It's just like the smooth jazz of ales, essentially. And then we have our Piamahiai, which is our honey citrus saison. We're using locally sourced lemons, limes, oranges, tangerines, and lemongrass in this beer. You're gonna get a big, bold citrus profile and flavor with this beer, some nice lemongrass aromatics, and we finish it off with Big Island honey, which kind of helps to mellow it out and prevent it from getting a little too tart because of all the citrus that we are adding to it. The next beer we have is Pussy Grabs Back. This is one of my personal favorites. It is an extra pale ale. We launched it this past year on International Women's Day. It was brewed initially by a team of women. So all of the women who work at Honolulu Beerworks, one of our old brewers who lives in Washington, D.C., and even a couple of brewers from Kona came over to brew with us. Women collaborated on the recipe. We designed the label for the beer, and this beer benefits another nonprofit organization called Pink Food Society, which supports and advocates for women equality who work in the beer industry. Pussy Grabs Back has a really nice malt bill to it, so you're going to get a mild mouthfeel on it, and then you're going to get a strong presence of the hops, which is a blend of floral, palisades, citra, mosaic. Then we have our Shelter Bay IPA, which is like an English style IPA. It's going to be a little more malt forward, it's going to be a little darker in color, and it's not going to be as high in IBUs as some bigger West Coast style IPAs. Next, we have our Cocoa Bison. This is a coconut Hefeweizen. What we do is we take about 100 pounds of locally sourced coconut. We toast it by hand in-house till it's about the color of a light coffee roast, and then we dry hop a traditional Bavarian Hefeweizen with that coconut. The end result is a really smooth, soft, palatable hef that has a nutty coconut presence in it as opposed to a sweet coconut presence. And then last but not least, we have our South Shore Stout. This is going to be a little bit more of drier style stout. You're going to get some roasted toffee, hints of coffee and chocolate in that beer, and it's going to have this kind of nice, mellow, mild finish on it.